It's kind of a... Oh. Hello YouTubers, my name is Denise and I'm with Ugly Homestead. We are in my backyard, and you can see the gate and probably all the animals. It's kind of, this lighting sucks, but I wanted to say that the last few months have been really hard because I'm pregnant. And when I get pregnant, I don't do very well. Anyway, but yeah, so I've just been surviving, just doing chores when I can. Been hiring my cousin's kids to do the chores for me when I can't. And just trying to do things good. Anyway, so lately, the only thing that we get done is just chores, barely getting by. My husband comes home from his trucking and makes sure everything's okay. He modifies the place, he fixes the fences, stuff that I can't do on a daily basis, because all I can do is come out, make sure that the animals have food and water, and then I go back inside because my 1-year-old daughter, which you'll see in the next video, she's a handful. She everywhere, and she's getting heavy, and now that I'm about 20 weeks pregnant, she's getting harder to carry because I can't carry more than 20 pounds when I'm pregnant, which really sucks. I love being pregnant, but at the same time I don't. I'm sure a lot of women feel that way, but anyway, I wanted to try and start doing videos again. Most of the videos are not going to be informational. They're just going to be try to do the day-to-day stuff, what I do, how I'm doing on the homestead, and just hopefully keep you guys updated on what is going on in our home. Okay, we are now in the animal area. I'm going to give you a quick tour. So we have 2 chicken coops. This is one. This is mostly where their food is. So we put their food in here so it doesn't get wet. Not that we get much rain, because Utah, desert, yay. And then we have our barn, which is a very small barn. My husband Adam is going to be building a bigger one so that I have a place to go and milk the goats without being in the cold. I hate the cold, but I hate the heat too. So we're going to stay in Utah. So we have our little area where the goats sleep. We have 11 goats. So here, right next to the barn, is where my garden is. And if you can see, all I have is kale back there. I am doing an experiment to see if they last through the winter, because I read that this curly kale can go below 20. So we'll see how that goes. And then we're also right next to the garden, and the barn is the other chicken coop. This is where we get all the eggs. And we got 2 roosting hens. Hello. Hey, sweetheart. I know. You don't like it. Alright. We'll leave you to the brood. We'll leave you to brood. Okay. About... That's bad lighting. About, I think it's been about 3 weeks now. I found out that one of my goats had a baby. This one right here. This is Winter and her baby Pepper. And Winter, this is her first kidding. So, and she did really well. I'm very proud. She loves her baby, which is awesome. I don't have to take a baby inside. Not that I wouldn't, but... So Pepper is the oldest of the babies. And literally right after she had Pepper, we had to get a dog crate to put them in. And, you know, gave water, hay, stuff like that. And 4 days later, my Brownie, right here, had triplets. She had triplets. So, and those babies are adorable. They're all playing in the very back. So I had to do a makeshift for the barn to keep her and her babies in so that the babies could grow a little bit. Had to use this gate right here and lock her in the barn for a week. I read somewhere that it's a good idea to let them stay with their mamas without any chance of getting hurt or getting lost, so that the babies could learn to walk and be able to follow mom and get away from danger if needed. Is that so? Noisy chickens. We have about 20-ish chickens and then 2 roosters. And then let's walk to the back. So I'm a slow walker now that I'm pregnant. My back doesn't take the front weight very well. About a week and a half after Brownie had her babies, our Bonnie here had hers. Say hi, Bonnie. She is all there. We have all Nigerian dwarfs, and she is the smallest of them. And we've been trying to find a buyer for her, but the interesting thing about her babies is one came out pure white and one came out pure black. So I named them Ying and Yang, just because it's funny. Those 2 are still for sale. So we'll see how that goes. Look, they're feeding. That's so cute. I love babies. So back here we have our male goat and our last female goat, Moonshine, with our female pig, Paula, who we plan on breeding come spring. So she'll have babies in the summer, next summer. And we're trying to breed Moonshine with Cosmo because when we bred everybody in the spring, Moonshine lost her baby. And she was not happy that everybody else had babies, but she didn't. So I put her in with Cosmo so she would leave the babies alone. So Paula has her boyfriend in another pen right next door. Run, babies. Looks like he's hiding, but this is his pen. Oh, there he is. Look how big he is. Hi, Boris. Hi, buddy. He is about 500 pounds. He's huge. I tolerate the pigs because meat. They give us meat. But if I was doing a farm by myself, I wouldn't do pigs. I'm scared of them. I will be honest. I am terrified of the pigs. They can be ruthless and mean. Ours is really docile. My cousin's oldest daughter, she freaking loves going in there and like almost wrestling with the pigs. It's really funny. But so far, that is our farm. Our chickens are free range. They occasionally go into the neighbors' yards. Sorry, I am not very good with the camera. Yeah, they occasionally go into the neighbors' yards and lay their eggs, and yeah, that's fun. Going into the neighbors' yards just to look for eggs and occasionally get the chickens out. But our little setup on just barely, it's a 3/4 acre lot. The animal section is probably half of that. And then we have our house on the other half. When we bought this house, we're the second owners of this house. The couple that built this house and lived in it their whole lives, when they passed away, their children had to sell the house, and they were really picky about who was going to buy. And sorry, pregnancy hormones, I'm going to cry here. They took one good look at us and knew instantly that we were the ones to take the house. We were new to the area, so we kind of became friends with that family. Kind of. I'm gonna sit down on my stool. We found out shortly, I think a couple months after we moved in, that I was still pregnant with Sarah when we found out that the guy who sold us, the oldest son who sold us the house, passed away. And what we didn't know was that he had leukemia. So we were saddened by it. Like, we didn't hang out with the guy or really get to know him, but we felt that we had, a kindred spirit. Sorry. But, so yeah, we hope we did them justice of modifying our house and the yard, and I think we did a good job. This, the backyard used to be closed off like where I'm sitting right now used to be a fence. There used to be a fence right here, and it blocked off the whole backyard. I'll show you right here, right where this fence used to be, like where the wooden fence starts, it went all the way to that chain link pole. So we had that. We had the fence, and then it also went all the way down, and then there was a gate right here. And that gate then led to this part of the backyard, and then into the garden. We moved those wooden fences that we had along here and here, and used them to block off the garden so we could keep the dogs out of my garden. We have a dog that likes to dig, and yeah, that I don't want that happening to my garden. And my greenhouse that you see in earlier videos, as you can see, the plastic did not last in the heat. I stopped using it in, I think, late April or early May, because it got too hot in there and it didn't ventilate very well. So I used it, I quit using it. Well, isn't that lovely? My greenhouse. So my husband, we changed our minds about the greenhouse. We're gonna tear it down and use the wood to build the barn that he wants, the bigger barn that he and I want to build. And then we'll probably use this little area to hold animal feed and hay and stuff like that. So, but yeah, my greenhouse died. My garden, right here, I have my blueberries, and they did decent. They didn't sprout any fruit, which I didn't expect them to. Did not expect them to sprout any fruit at all, because, it was their first year. So I wasn't surprised that they didn't. And then the first frost that we had was early September, and because of my pregnancy, I did not want to keep coming out and covering up the tomatoes and the peppers and making sure that they survive. So we just pulled all the peppers and tomatoes out, which were these 2 rows. And the last row, it's right there. So we pulled all of them out, and a couple weeks later, when I had the kids again, we pulled out all the potatoes, which were these 2 rows. We got 3 5-gallon buckets of potatoes. So, and then this I need to clean out in the spring so I can plant strawberries again, because my strawberries did not survive at all. I'm very disappointed in that. And then I just have a bunch of plastic laying around that I'm pretty sure I should clean up, but it probably won't happen. So that's pretty much the updated of what's going on the homestead. If you watched earlier videos, you probably learned that we live right on a highway, and you can probably hear the highway now, but we don't plan on staying in this property for long. We plan on keeping the property. I don't know if we're going to rent it out or turn it into a complex or whatever we're gonna do. I don't know. But my husband did buy some property further out in the country of this town. He and his best friend Wes, who they teamed up and bought this property. We're gonna split the property in half. It's 7 acres in total, but once they pay it off, we're gonna split it in half. Wes is gonna have 3.5, and then we're gonna have the other half. And what's awesome about this property is the road splits right down the middle. So Wes will have one half of the property on one side of the road, and we'll have the other half on the other side of the road. So it'll be awesome. We plan on moving out to that property once we get enough money to build a house. It won't be our dream house, obviously. My husband doesn't want to stay in Utah. I personally don't care. You know, I grew up in Utah. All of my family's here. All my dad's extended family, all of my cousins, and yeah, I would like to stay in Utah because of family, but his family's spread. He has siblings in California. He has a brother in Arkansas. He has a brother in Missouri. Adam wants to move to Missouri. I personally wouldn't know. I've never been there. As long as the temperatures stay mild, I think I'll be okay. Granted, I will get used to whatever temperature we have to deal with, but again, I don't do well with the heat, and I definitely don't do well with the cold. And as you know, if you know, Utah's a desert. It gets really cold at night. Last night it was 36 degrees, and it's now probably about almost 60 because I don't have a coat on. Otherwise I would. But 30's too cold. 40's too cold. Where was I going? Anyway, this property, even though we're modifying it, we're making it better so that if there's another person that wants to live here, they can. I don't know what our plans are yet. We haven't talked about it. Right now our plan is just to fix up the house, fix up the yard, and eventually move out to our other property. Eventually. Part of me is excited about that new property. When he bought the property, I was so pissed. I was so mad that he bought this property when I know he's trying to get out of debt. But he just keeps buying stuff. Not that it's not a bad thing. He buys stuff to invest to make a better life for us. He doesn't buy just stuff willy-nilly, and he buys stuff to invest, which is fine by me. I'm more of a spender. That's why he limits my money. Because I don't work. This is my job. I'm not doing a very good job of it, but it's my job. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.